What if we could power the world with the vast and seemingly endless expanse of the Sahara Desert? The idea of covering the desert with solar panels to produce sustainable energy may seem far-fetched, but it is gaining support. In this video, we'll examine this novel solution's potential as well as its difficulties and potential advantages for the global community. Could the Sahara Desert provide the solution to the world's energy problems? The Sahara Desert, the largest desert in the world, is not used for anything. It is a distinct ecosystem with a small number of species coexisting in an extremely arid environment. It implies that a sizable area of land is idle and covered in sand. Solar panels can be set up on restricted land. Well, this is a wise decision. Why did the scientists and researchers not consider that? We are, however, ignoring a crucial element. Up this desert, putting in solar panels will be a terrific idea. This desert receives a lot of sunlight all year long. Solar energy production will be at its highest. There is a catch though. Let's investigate. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos before we proceed. Click the bell icon to receive notifications of new videos. Have you already done this? Let us start. Where is the Sahara? Africa's northern region is home to the Sahara Desert. It has a surface area of nearly 9,200,000 square kilometers. The region is so vast that it might be likened to China and the United States. Chad, Egypt, Algeria, Libya, Mali, Morocco, Mauritania, Sudan, Niger, and Tunisia are the African nations included in this desert. One of the places on Earth where sunlight is most directly reflected is the Sahara Desert. The theory is that we could power the entire world if we just could collect all that energy. We would generate far more energy than we could ever use. Approximately 335 kilometers squared of solar panels, or 1.2% of the Sahara Desert, would be required to power the entire world, according to Forbes. Advantages of solar energy in the Sahara. German physicist Gerhard Nies claims that in just 6 hours, deserts all over the world receive 173,000 terawatts more solar energy than people use in a year. Africa's Sahara Desert covers 9.2 million square kilometers, or 8% of the planet's surface. The world's energy requirements might be satisfied by covering 1.2% of the desert, or around 110,000 square kilometers, with solar panels. In addition, the desert receives very little rainfall, has little to no cloud cover, has scant animals, and has very few people living there. Due to these characteristics, the desert is essential and of no interest to humans. As in this instance, the world's treasure, one man's garbage, can be another man's treasure. As a result, the Sahara Desert is our best option for a reliable source of clean solar energy. Is anyone working on it if that is the case? Installation of solar panels in the Sahara Desert. Solar panels are set up in locations with lots of sunlight. Commercial installations of these panels produce green energy. Smaller-scale domestic uses are also intended for them. The biggest solar power facilities are all located in dry, arid regions, which may surprise you. It's really easy to understand why. The deserts are dry and receive little rain. It implies that the sun is the ideal place to capture solar energy because it shines throughout the year. The Sahara Desert will therefore be the finest option for utilizing this limitless supply of green energy. It has been suggested that the energy crisis can be resolved in this desert. According to research, the Saharan Desert could produce 4 times as much electricity as the entire globe needs if it were covered with solar panels. Imagine how much simpler life would be. The cost of electricity will be significantly lower per unit. Nations that are still without electricity will experience its joy. Solar panel installation in the Sahara Desert is not a novel concept. Researchers from all around the world have considered it repeatedly. They calculate, visualize, and compare the outcomes. Plans for solar power plants in Morocco and Tunisia that will deliver clean electricity to millions of European homes have already been developed. Problems with the project for a Saharan solar plant. The effectiveness of solar panels covering the entire desert is being questioned by researchers. We must first comprehend solar panels to understand the problem. Photovoltaic cells, which have flat surfaces and can store energy, are found in solar panels. Only 15% of the sunlight that strikes them can be captured by the most effective of them. The remainder is released into the atmosphere. It doesn't seem all that horrible, does it? It is. On a sunny day, picture yourself seated directly at the top of a set of mirrors. When the concentrated rays hit you, how hot will you feel? Yes, this is the main problem at hand. Almost 85% of the photons will be reflected because of the solar panel's simple surface. Only 40% of the incoming sun rays would have returned to the atmosphere if it had been deserting sand. This indicates that over 45% of the sun rays will reflect into space and heat the atmosphere. What will occur? According to the experts' calculations, global climatic conditions will be impacted. According to a 2018 study, a 20% coverage of this desert would result in a 1.5 degrees Celsius increase in the desert's average temperature. It will rise by 2.5 degrees Celsius at 50%. What's the plus side? Solar panels do not have to cover the entire Sahara. It is not necessary to get even 20% of the quantity that would begin to have these effects. Instead, several smaller solar farms spread throughout 1.2% of the area ought to be able to produce adequate electricity without having such drastic environmental effects. Effects of solar energy facilities on the Sahara. Solar energy facilities in the Sahara can have a disastrous effect. The entire world will be impacted by this abrupt temperature increase. The permafrost lost in the Arctic and Antarctic circles will be more rapid. The islands will drown and the land will shrink as a result of the quickly rising sea level. Because of the decreased precipitation, the Amazonian ecology will experience numerous droughts. Millions of species call this enormous river basin forest home, and it contributes to 6 to 9% of the world's oxygen supply. There will be a significant increase in tropical cyclone frequency. The Sahara serves as an illustration of an ecosystem that is dry. Many animals get their sustenance from the Saharan dust. If solar panels are constructed in particular spots, the water will stop flowing. Why is this an issue? The planet's functioning depends on several delicately balanced processes, and this might drastically upset things. For example, the Amazon rainforest depends on the Saharan sands that are blown into it for nutrients. Without them, the Amazon won't have enough nutrients to survive, which could hasten its demise. Furthermore, the desert's heightened heat won't stop there. It will be carried by weather systems around the world, causing less rain to fall in the Amazon and more unpredictable weather in places like North America or Asia. However, is it practical? Expecting political unity and economic investment to swiftly bring about such a vision is not achievable. However, if initiatives like Morocco's Nur Ouarzazate solar complex continue to provide positive results, there is no reason why several other initiatives may not be launched over a longer period to meet our country's energy requirements. Are acres of desert land and habitat disruption really necessary to generate solar power? We do have the technology to enable our towns and cities to create their solar energy. No matter how admirable the idea of obtaining enormous amounts of energy from desert solar plants may be, the world would achieve great success if this idea were to come to pass, since it would enable us to lessen our dependency on fossil fuels and move toward a more sustainable future. Today's video has come to an end. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to view more content. Remember to click the bell symbol to receive notifications when new videos are posted. I will leave you with this and hope to see you in the next video.